Hello again guys, how you doing? Hope you're all well. Bit colder now. Got the old woolly hat on now. How you doing, Mike? You want to be in the next video?
Hi everybody.
I'll just show you a little job me and Michael started last summer. So when did we start this job, Mike? Can you remember?
Months ago.
This job actually adjoins the yard where we're based, and one of the residents where we live wanted a patio, and the only way of them getting a patio was if they come through the yard. So I offered to do it. But I offered to do it as long as I could just use it as a bit of a time filler. So me and Mike in the summer we dug out for the patio, put a weed liner in, and we've put a base in, and now we've just got back to doing the job again. So this is what we've done so far. So guys, we don't just cut edges, we will do other things now and then, but these days I only tend to do these jobs for people I really know well, or I've got to have a vested interest in it, or it's just got to work for me. But yeah, I do like doing the odd landscaping job. I quite enjoy it. I quite like seeing the results, but the problem is it doesn't fit in with my work very well, because as you know, when you're on landscaping jobs you can be on there for weeks, and I don't have that sort of time at the moment. But maybe in the future, if I employ somebody else, it might free me up to do a few more jobs like this in the future. So the way we've got our levels is that we set these square bars into the ground, and we've got a natural slope that comes from that corner all the way down to the edge, and I've put a bit of a footing in round here so the patio cannot move away. So what we're doing is screeding off the top of the bars, and then we get the whacker in and whack the sharp sand down. This is actually recycled sharp sand. So we do this process 3 or 4 times until we've got the finished height, and we know there's going to be no movement underneath, so the base is absolutely solid. So when we've got our level here and our base all compacted, we'll take this bar out the middle and we'll fit it back in after, and then we can continue laying the blocks this way. So at the moment we're just doing a rough screed. Want to make sure sharp sand isn't higher than the bars when we whack it, so we don't end up with any base higher than the bars, because that will make it harder for screeding. So we just keep going along like this for a bit. When we do the final one, we'll do a much better one than this. Sit Mikey, spread it around a bit. I've always preferred using bars than just relying on a string line. The grab lorries here. Well, if you want to carry on a bit, Mike, it'd be fun. Yeah. Me and Mike, we're going to be at the yard this week, so I booked in the grab lorry to make some room for next year. I think the full load cost me about £220. Now that might seem a bit of a waste of money getting rid of some good compost, but if you actually look at it closely, there's a lot of sticks in there and that, and I'm never going to use all that. And behind it is some better stuff where me and Mike haven't been putting as many sticks in, so I've still got plenty to use for next year, and I definitely need the room for the new season. Me and Mike were spending, you know, a day trying to move this, you know, to make space, or moving it from A to B. It just wouldn't be cost effective really. You know, we're better off being on jobs earning money. I would like to get a tractor at some point with a front loader and maybe some kind of riddle fitted to the front of it instead of a bucket, but at the moment it's just easier for me just to get in and grab lorry every couple of years. I probably won't need one now for another couple of years again, so you know, if you break that down, it's just over £100 a year just to clear myself a bit of space, and we've still always got plenty of compost to use anyway on jobs, so we're producing more than we need. You know, even if I wanted to sell it, you know, the time it would take me to riddle all the sticks and stones out and stuff like that, you know, I just can't see it being cost effective. I've got enough for myself and that's good enough. Before we got to the stage of laying blocks on the patio, there was an awful lot of work done before that, earlier on in the year, and I did actually start making a video, but it seemed to me it's going to be a really long video, so I wasn't even sure I was going to make a video about this patio. But what I wanted to try and do really is just show people that we do other things, and if you're running a ground maintenance business, it's good to sort of expand on your skill level if you want to offer more services. And this is going to be quite beneficial if you want maybe work through the winter. I was looking back at some of my photos actually from years ago recently. I've been using my bit of spare time over Christmas to you know, upload everything onto my Google Drive and that, and I've been finding fit photos from years ago, and yeah, me and Mike, we used to do a lot more sort of fencing jobs and landscaping kind of jobs years ago, but as time has gone on, that time's been filled up with regular sort of commercial work, and you know, the regular commercial work or the regular residential work is actually better for my business. There we go, got a bit more room now for next year. I thought I'd see a few rats jumping out of there, but I think I've already killed them, to be honest. This is this year's debris, and we used to bring a lot more stuff back than that. I've reduced it a lot over the years. I've been mulching more and dropping grass more. I offered to watch him out, but I think you can see right over the top of the hedge to get out there. They're going in and out of places day in, day out, aren't they, these guys? So they know what they're doing. Me and Mike, we don't put big sticks in this compost heap anymore. We're a bit more fussy now because we want to make good compost. So all the sticky stuff, the brush stuff, goes to the tip now. But we did used to put more sort of hedge trimmings and that here, but yeah, they take too long to rot down really. If you've got anything sort of thicker than about 3 or 4 mil, you know, it stays twiggy inside. So this will give me and Mike a bit of space now, starting next year, but we'll tidy this up a bit. While that truck was loaded, Mike's already done the compacting with the whacker plate, and now he's doing a final screed. And soon I can start getting that bar out and filling that in and laying some more blocks. The stone we used for the sub base was MOT type 1, and it's usually around about 40mm down to dust. What we aim to get is at least 6 inches of sub base in total, which is good enough for pedestrian use. You have to keep in mind there's going to be no vehicles driving over this, and you know, some places it's going to be deeper, but that's our minimum. And by the time you got the blocks on, you're going to have at least 8 inches of patio in total. I know the way we've done the prep and we're laying these, that this patio isn't going to move. I've done quite a few sort of jobs like this in the past, and nobody's ever got back to me to say that the patio's sunk in any places. So anyway, touch wood. Still early days on this one. So I hadn't actually laid a patio like this for quite a while, so I was a little bit rusty, and usually the blocks I use are just usually 200 by 100mm blocks, all the same size. These blocks will actually come in 3 different sizes, and there isn't the same amount of block for each side. But I know if you take a layer off at a time, you've got the same ratio. So what I didn't want to do is sort of get Mike to bring in too many layers at a time, that I end up using too much of one type brick. So we were sort of mixing them in naturally. But I did notice later on that there was a few lines of one colour in the patio. So we did actually later on move a few bricks round just to break it up a little bit. And even after I finished the patio, I did notice it was a bit liney in places, but I think it's only really me noticing that. I think once the customer's got the furniture on the patio, and I think he's going to be putting it somewhere else in the corner and stuff like that, I don't think you'll notice it as much. But after the first couple of packs, well, I did start to mix them up better, so it looked more natural. Through the early years of my business, being able to offer services like this really kept me going. I couldn't have just relied on trimming hedges and cutting grass to keep me going all year round. So yeah, doing jobs like this and some fence work, expanding on your skill set is really useful if you need that regular income all year round. Me and Mike added in extra gravel board at the back of that fence there to raise the height to accommodate the patio, and also we had to cut down all them panels to fit properly, as the previous panels weren't fitted very well. Right then, got about 4% left of my battery. So I just fitted that time lapse in. I'm not sure if everybody saw it all or not, but we'll be back in the morning to do a bit more. Nice work, Mike. Make sure you eat your carrots tonight in case we do a late one tomorrow.